welcome to the daily English news program in Azərbaycan Television with most important events of the day. I'm your host, İlham. President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, has met with member of the presidency of Bosnia and Herzegovina, Shafik Jaferovic.
Welcome, Mr. President. I am very glad to see you again. I am very glad that you're joining the AIDS Global Forum. We met many times and also spoke relatively recently by phone about our partnership, our cooperation, and very friendly ties between our nations. Our countries always supported each other on all the issues. This mutual support makes our partnership very special. I'm very grateful to you personally for your support during the Liberation War, which Azerbaijan had last year. There's a lot of in common between our countries and our people know each other better. For almost 50 years, Baku and Sarajevo are sister cities. Of course, that was a time when our countries were not independent, but we continue this close cooperation in the years of independence. I'm sure this visit of yours will be a good opportunity to address broad issues of our cooperation in political, economic, and other areas. Welcome once again. Thank you, Mr. President, for your invitation and for the opportunity to participate in the AIDS Baku Forum and have the opportunity to speak there. Our two countries have a history of friendship relations, and hopefully in the future we will continue to build on these friendly relations. I have already congratulated you during our telephone conversations, but now I would like to congratulate you once again in person on the reintegration of Azerbaijani territories. You have fought a liberation war in accordance with the rules of international law, and now you're trying to reintegrate and rebuild a part of your territory. And I spoke about it on several occasions, even during the war. We hopefully will continue our cooperation on political, cultural, and economic issues.
President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, has received co-chairs of the Nizami Gencevi International Center, Vara Viki Freiberger and Ismail Saragildin, former heads of state and government and members of the center's board of trustees.
Members of the Nizami Gencevi International Center's Board of Trustees thanked President Ilham Aliyev for his attention and support to the activities of the center. It was noted that during the 44-day war, the center's board members made numerous statements supporting the just and fair position of Azerbaijan. The growing role and influence of the Nizami Gencevi International Center across the globe as an international institution was emphasized. It was noted that the 8th Global Baku Forum, to be held from 4th to 6th November under the motto "The World After COVID-19", is dedicated to a very topical issue. The members of the Board of Trustees of the Nizami Gencevi International Center noted that despite the pandemic, the center continues functioning actively, holding numerous conferences and developing cooperation with other international organizations. It was underlined that the center's board members and other participants of the forum would visit Shusha, the cultural capital of Azerbaijan, on the sidelines of the event.
President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, received former President of the Republic of Croatia, Kolinda Grabar-Kitarović.
During the conversation, the sides touched upon the importance of the 8th Global Baku Forum to be held under the motto "The World After COVID-19", noting that this event will contribute to international cooperation. The sides recalled President Ilham Aliyev's visit to Croatia and his meeting with Kolinda Grabar-Kitarović during the trip, strengthening the role of this visit in expanding the bilateral relations.
On November 3rd, President Ilham Aliyev received chairman of the board of directors of the King Faisal Center for Research and Islamic Studies of Saudi Arabia, Turkey Al Faisal.
At the meeting, the significance of the 8th Global Baku Forum to be held under the motto "The World After COVID-19" as a global platform for discussing many important issues was noted, and the arrival of a large number of guests to Baku to participate in the event, despite the pandemic, was described as indication of interest in this forum and Azerbaijan. During the meeting, the sides held the fruitful cooperation of Saudi Arabia's King Faisal Center for Research and Islamic Studies with Azerbaijan's relevant bodies.
President İlham put forward an initiative to declare an amnesty, taking into account the exceptional significance of the 8th of November, Victory Day, for the Azerbaijani people and continuing to follow the traditions of humanism. In connection with the first anniversary of the historic victory in the Second Karabakh War, it is estimated that the act of amnesty sent to the Milli Meclis by the President of Azerbaijan will be attributed to more than 16,000 people. It is estimated that from this number, 3,000 will be discharged from prisons and up to 3,000 will see the unserved part of their prison sentences reduced. 44-day wars that resulted in a complete victory, lands that were devastated during the 30-year occupation, motherland. This victory didn't come so easy. The state that just came out of the war wasted no time to revive and rebuild the devastated lands. The article published in the Jewish Press newspaper by a well-known Israeli expert on international relations, Aryeh Gut, was devoted to Karabakh and the reconstruction works carried out there.
The real face of our neighbors who have been claiming that Karabakh belonged to them for years has been revealed thanks to what they have done for 30 years. Well-known Israeli expert on international relations, head of the Israel office of the Baku International Multiculturalism Center, Aryeh Gut, wrote in the Jewish Press newspaper. It is curious how those calling Karabakh theirs could destroy it like fascists, turn it in a ghost town and set it on fire while fleeing. Following the recent war waged between Azerbaijan and Armenia in the region, no stone was left unturned. All houses, kindergartens, schools, libraries, museums were razed to the ground. The occupying Armenian army was engaged in vandalism and destroyed the cities of Aghdam, Fizuli, Gubadlı, Cebrail and Zengilan. Noting that he visited Karabakh in April this year, Aryeh Gut said he personally faced Armenian vandalism there. Emphasizing that Azerbaijan is the real owner of these lands, they also highlighted the reconstruction works carried out in Karabakh. The construction of Fizuli Airport was the culmination point of this victory. The modern Azerbaijan, led by President İlham, had demonstrated to the world community its commitment to the policy of restoration. Thus, the official opening of the international airport in Fizuli and laying the foundation of a new highway network marked the beginning of a new geopolitical strategy and implementation of a LEAF plan for the revival of Karabakh and strengthening the geopolitical power of Azerbaijan, a true geostrategic center in the South Caucasus. Aryeh Gut stressed that Zangezur corridor will help strengthen the region's ties with Central Asian countries. Jewish journalist and political analyst Rachel Abraham, in a preface to the article, wrote, "About 1 million Azerbaijanis were expelled from their native lands during the First Karabakh War. The only reason for that was that they were Azerbaijanis."
During the meeting of the Committee of Milli Meclis on Economic Policy, Industry and Entrepreneurship, proposed amendments to the tax code were discussed. Chairman of the committee, Taher Mirkishvili, said that the work done over the past period to develop fair competition and prevent tax evasion had yielded fruitful results. The discussed draft law covered 3 directions of the amendments to the tax code. The proposed amendments to the tax code offer tax incentives for the families of martyrs of the Great Patriotic War and war veterans. Tax breaks for medical treatment inside and outside the country have been increased by 10,000 and 40,000 manats respectively. The chief of the State Tax Service, Orhan Nazarli, said that work was underway to adopt a new tax code. 2,256 infections with novel coronavirus were registered in Azerbaijan. 2,208 people recovered after treatment and were released home. 21 people who earlier tested positive for COVID-19 died. The overall confirmed cases in Azerbaijan have reached 537,004, with 499,571 recoveries and 7,153 deaths. The number of active infections is 30,280. To detect new infection cases over the past day, 30,102 tests and overall 5,227,688 tests have been conducted in Azerbaijan, the task force under the Cabinet of Ministers reported. That was all for the day. Thank you for being with us and see you next time.